the player's rival, friend, and aspiring Pokémon master in Pokémon Sword and Shield. Wooloo, Hop's first Pokémon and perhaps the cutest Pokémon from the Galar region. Twilight Wings, a beautiful and brilliant anime miniseries that fleshes out some of Pokémon Sword and Shield's best characters. What do you get when you squish Hop, Wooloo, and Twilight Wings together? You get a charming tale of friendship that will leave you feeling very good. Hey everyone, it's Charles. No one wants to live in the shadows of someone who is seemingly better than them at everything, and no one wants to feel unappreciated by their loved ones. And these themes are at the core of Pokémon Twilight Wings Episode 3, Buddy. We've already explored the episodes of Pokémon Twilight Wings that were focused on Bee's struggle with her insecurities and Nessa's conflict between her aspirations to be a top-tier Pokémon trainer versus a top-tier model, and today we will delve into a very cute episode featuring Hop and his Wooloo. Like every episode of Pokémon Twilight Wings thus far, Pokémon Twilight Wings Episode 3 is like a bowl of chicken noodle soup that leaves you feeling warm, satisfied, and craving more. And moreover, it scratches the itch for Galar content that has been left unscratched by the main anime series. We are going to quickly walk through what happened in the episode, and then we will dive into some commentary on the big takeaways that we can apply in our own lives. So TM28, the like button for the YouTube algorithm, dig out your X transceiver to follow me on Twitter at ChadoShadow if you haven't already, and let's jump right in. To quickly recap what happened, the episode opens with Hop and Wooloo hanging out in Hop's room as Hop pores over a recording of the Pokemon League Championship match between Bee, whose own Twilight Wings episode we discussed last time, and his big bro Leon, the defending undefeated Pokemon League champion. Hop rewinds and pauses the tape, studying the moves of Leon's Charizard frame by frame and telling Wooloo to observe them carefully, noting how powerful Charizard's flamethrower and aerial techniques are. Wooloo takes notes and tries to bust out its own flamethrower, garnering some laughs from Hop, then leaps off the bed in an attempt to HM02 its own way into the skies, much like Charizard, and as you can imagine, that doesn't work out too well. Hop laughs and makes an offhand remark that they won't be able to make it to the top with Wooloo's tackle and defense curl alone, and that they ought to keep studying Leon's battles. It seems like nothing more than a passing remark, but it hits Wooloo right in the heart. Feeling insecure and hurt, it walks out of Hop's room and leaves the house. One day, we'll compete in the Pokemon League together, Wooloo, Hop calls out to Wooloo, and then turns around to see that Wooloo is nowhere to be seen. While drifting aimlessly around the town of Postwick, Wooloo comes across a poster of Leon with his Charizard and pretends to use Flamethrower yet again, only to be intimidated and chased off by a Yamper. Wooloo then sees a Charmander performing with a fire breather, spitting flames up into the air, and tries to mimic it when a group of girls come along and start snapping pictures of the Charmander, asking it to do another flamethrower and complimenting it for how cute it is. Wooloo once again feels entirely incapable and inadequate, and its spirits slump under the weight of this insecurity. Wooloo slinks out of town into the countryside where it spots a ramp-like rock protruding out of the side of a cliff and, in a fit of desperation, starts hurtling towards the ramp in an attempt to get lift and take off into the sky just like Charizard would. Of course, Wooloo never flies and instead thuds down into the hillside and begins rolling downhill, picking up speed until it crashes into an enclosure of Wooloo's. It's here that Wooloo meets Murio from My Hero Academia, also known as the Turffield gym leader Milo. They even have the same voice actor, who tends to it and orders a Corviknight taxi to take it home to the address displayed on the tag fixed around its neck. Wooloo is clearly reluctant to head home, but Corviknight is a scary creature, and so after a frightening glare, it readily gets into the car. During the taxi ride home, Wooloo is recalling the events of the day, looking rather crestfallen as it ponders the scenes of trainers taking care of their Pokemon, when its attention is drawn to the friendship bracelet that Hop had made and tied around its leg. Wooloo thinks of Hop and is brought to tears. We cut to a scene of Hop running through the streets, desperately searching for his missing Wooloo, becoming more and more distraught with each passing moment. He hollers Wooloo's name into the wind over and over until, in the skies far above, Wooloo, sitting in the Corviknight taxi, hears Hop's voice and peers down to see him running through the countryside. As the wind strengthens, the friendship bracelet is torn from Wooloo's leg and falls down to Hop, who takes a look up and sees Wooloo in the flying taxi. He calls out to Wooloo that he needs him there by his side in the Pokemon League. "I'm so sorry, Wooloo. There are things only you can do. I know that. Let's go to the Pokemon League together." Hearing the commotion, the taxi driver prepares to land, but before Corviknight can make its descent, Wooloo, staring out at Hop, decides to take one final leap. This is Wooloo's third leap of the episode, but this time, it's very different. The first leap symbolized Wooloo trying to be something it's not. The second leap symbolized Wooloo merely lashing out in desperation. The third leap symbolizes Wooloo coming to terms with who it is and the restoration of a beautiful friendship. Wooloo lands in Hop's arms and the two of them are overjoyed to be reunited. Wooloo once again imitates Charizard's flamethrower, to which Hop responds by saying, "Wooloo, you are already perfect just the way you are." The Corviknight taxi driver offers the two of them a ride home, and the episode draws to a close with an image of Wooloo asleep in Hop's arms as the taxi driver comments that the two of them clearly have a very strong bond. The beauty of the Twilight Wings series is that it takes characters from Pokemon Sword and Shield that fans want to know more about, weaves simple but meaningful tales around them, and compresses everything into these impactful 6-minute episodes that do a great job of expanding the lore and developing the characters of the Pokemon universe without stepping on the toes of the main series, although it is no secret that I honestly wish the main series would take a page from the book that Twilight Wings is writing. I've really enjoyed the insights into Bee, Hop, Wooloo, and Nessa, among others, and it's also been pretty neat seeing very distinct locations from the Sword and Shield games remade in anime form. Hop and Wooloo's tale in particular really struck a chord with me, not just because it was a cute story overall, but because I think it hammered home a couple very important messages. Firstly, a warning not to undervalue people, or Pokemon, or the unique qualities and potential that they each bring to the table, stacking those around us up against some idealized image of what they could be, and taking for granted who they are and where they are in their journeys as people or as Pokemon, can potentially be pretty damaging to self-esteem, to relationships, and even result in you ending up all alone when it counts. As anyone who's played the Sword and Shield games knows, Hop's love and admiration for his brother is one of the things that truly defines his character. He really glows whenever he talks about Leon, and his brother's achievements are something that have inspired him to become a Pokemon master himself. However, this same wild admiration can also be damaging to his own self-esteem and to that of his Pokemon, which we saw with Wooloo in this episode of Twilight Wings. It is a really great thing to have a role model, but it is also important to see the value in yourself and the people and Pokemon around you. I think that is one very important point. Secondly, I think this episode also says something along the lines of you be you. Wooloo trying its best to imitate Charizard to impress Hop. It's a classic example of trying to be something you're not in order to live up to some kind of ideal, so that you feel that you're a success in your eyes and also in the eyes of others. Even though it's all a lie and at best you end up feeling like a hollowed out husk of that person or ideal, and at worst, like you have thrown away all of your own strong, interesting qualities and big dreams to become something that means nothing. It's good to look up to someone, but if you strive to imitate them in every way, you might end up just dooming yourself to living in their shadow as an inferior version of them and never really shining as an individual. This is of course not an excuse to be lazy and leave your own potential untapped. Rather, it's to say that it's better not to compare yourself too harshly against other people who are strong in ways that you might never be. you should give everything to better yourself, but you should focus on sculpting the stronger version of yourself in a way that fully leverages your own unique traits and abilities and de-emphasizes your weaknesses. I mean, I think Sendo-kun is pretty badass, and I want to be like him, but I probably don't have the height to make it in the world of pro basketball. On the other hand, being inspired by Sendo-kun to be more athletic and more goal-driven so that I can improve my health and enjoy sports while focusing on driving forward with the development of my own skill set and towards the achievement of my own goals, much like Sendo-kun. That sounds like a cool idea and something that would work very well for Wooloo as well, to look up at Charizard but to pursue strength in its own way. After all, a bulletproof Dubwool leading with Cotton Guard and bringing out the body presses can definitely lay some hurt down. Anyways, the takeaways that I pulled out of this very nice episode were to appreciate the unique qualities of the people around you and to never try to be a carbon copy of someone else. If you do, you'll simply dwindle away in their shadow. Get inspired by them, learn something from them, but pave your own path forward and become a force in your own way. Well, that's what I think, but how about you? Were you charmed by Hop and Wooloo's tale of friendship? Is Wooloo the cutest Pokemon in the Galar region? Did you take something good away from the episode? And have you followed me on Twitter at CharuSharu yet? If not, please do. I hope you enjoyed today's show. Have a very healthy and happy week, and as always, let's chat.